Yes, people, welcome to the first ever episode of the Analysis at Anfield podcast, the
Man,
Liverpool
how you
show
gonna
on.
cock it up, bro? Come on.
Bro, it's a hard word,
Stop
you know. I
again,
don't.
bro. Come on. Wheel it up and come again. Come on, man.
Welcome to the welcome to the first ever um sh- Analysis at Anfield podcast on Sarcasm City TV, the Liverpool show. You people have been asking in the comments for months. When you bringing out a Liverpool show? When you bringing out a Liverpool show? When's the Liverpool show coming? Well, here it is, guys. Analysis at Anfield, and I've got myself a brilliant co-host as well. You've seen him. You've seen him do shows with me. You've seen him on this channel before. On the Q&As. He was on Agenda FC a few weeks ago, was it?
Yeah, a
Yeah, a
couple
few
weeks
weeks ago,
ago.
you're on Agenda FC. We do show on Bits and Bobs, his channel, Copy Mechanism. Got his own channel as well. You've been on James Redmond TV, haven't you? You've been all over
Yeah,
the
me.
place, to be fair. My guy,
Just
Saint, how
whoring
you
it
doing?
about, bro. I'm good, bro. I'm good, bro. Do you get me? Just putting it about as best I can. You know them ones there. But yeah, man, good to have me on. And yeah, listen, someone needs to put you in check in it. So that's why they got me here, because they know Wagwan. Anyone that knows me on Saint LFC TV know Wagwan. Sorry about the setup. I'm changing it up. So I'm getting all my new frames and all my new background. So you just have to deal with this right now.
Didn't you
I
used to have
know.
the Premier League champions banner behind you?
Yeah, but that had to come down anyways, because obviously it's the end of the season and that, and
I
so
know,
that was
man.
always coming down. But now I'm just gonna have to change it up in that. So yeah, I've changed up the setup, and yeah, all my socials. If I saw my socials, I'll post it and you can see what's going on. But yeah, we're here. We're here. And now listen to Anfield podcast. Done no
Been in the
fortnightly thing.
pipeline for time, bro. I'm so gassed it's
Trust
here now,
me.
you know.
Hey, we're
Gassed.
here, bro. Trust me. Like, we're going in. Keep it raw and uncut in it. So yeah, man. Walk on. What
Yeah,
you saying,
man,
right?
exactly. And also, people, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, join the membership, share it across your socials. If you want to join the
Done no.
membership, the link's underneath in the description. Three different tiers: Sarcasm City, citizens, soldiers, and generals as well. There's been a change to the perks from what they used to be, so you can just check them out and what they've changed to on under the description. So yeah, man, we'll get started, man. The greatest club in England by far. You know, we've had the United, Chelsea, Arsenal show, all these dead clubs in it, but now the real one's come in it. The real one has come. See
The
that?
real one.
The
The
0809
real
away
one.
kit, wasn't it? That
Yeah,
was the
bro.
old. That
Serious.
season still hurts,
Serious
and I
kid.
think about we should have won the league that season.
Bro. Bro.
That season
Man, it was on
hurts
bits, bro.
still.
Man, it was on bits. But anyways, let's move on.
Let's get started. Yeah, so obviously this is the first, Liverpool show. We obviously been in shows during the summer after the seasons, when you've come on Q&As and stuff. But we haven't actually done a Liverpool show together yet since the season ended, because obviously Bits and Bob's channel, we haven't done Copy Mechanism for a while. So, we'll just do a quick review of last season as a whole, how it went, do you class it as kind of maybe good season considering, mitigating circumstances, all the injuries, um, the way we went out of the Champions League, stuff like that? How do you rate the season as a whole from last season?
Um, all right, so it's a bit of a loaded question, because season was very topsy turvy for us, obviously.
Yeah.
Beginning of the season, we were doing bits. Do you know what I mean? We had the world in our hands. We were tipped to. I'm personally, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was already thinking about what I was gonna do if and when we retain the title. It was
Bro, I
gonna be a
was
madness.
thinking the same, man.
It was doing. I was doing my whole like naked lap around my yard. That's gonna be a mad thing. No one can tell me nothing. So yeah, we started the season and we started well. We started okay. I was happy with the way in which we started. Obviously, then we got, do you know what I mean? The GBH, like that, the harassment. That wasn't even football. That was some Australian rules football.
Honestly, like,
mate, that was
back
a
to
mad
that day
thing.
thinking. Just remember watching that game in the first half, and honestly, when I saw that tackle first, I was like, "Bro, how's he not sending him off? He's literally clattered, slammed into his knee, bro. Like,
Bro, techie,
bro,
so
like,
techie.
and the fact I don't want to get
Just,
into that incident because it still
bro,
hurts, innit?
even Richarlison on
On Thiago.
Thiago. That's not football, brother. That's UFC. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Some of our patterns of play, I mean, hindsight's a great thing in it. Now looking back on it, some of our patterns of play, even then at the beginning, weren't amazing, but because we had our personnel, we were still doing bits. Do you know what I mean? In that game, it got a bit flat, and then Ryan, have I lost you? You frozen? Can you hear me? I think Ryan's frozen still, but man's still going. Yeah, in that game, it got a bit flat, and then we had the Henderson, and he's back. Boom, well gone.
Yeah, just connected cut out for a sec.
Yeah. So I was saying, on hindsight, our patterns of play was a little bit staler than it had been seasons before. But because we had the personnel, we were still doing bits. Going back to that Everton game, in that game, it got a bit, obviously, like our heads dropped a little bit. We lost our players, and then it got a bit mad. But because we had our personnel in that, we were still able to do like the Henderson, what's it called, goal that got chalked off. Do you know what I mean? And stuff like that. Yeah. We were still doing bits. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We lost. You know, Van Dijk. We lost Gomez, but
you know what weird? It was like our form actually after they got injured wasn't actually too bad in terms.
That's what I was just about to say. Literally about to say that.
Top at Christmas.
I was just about to say that. Yeah. Literally about to come out my mouth. In December, we were top. Like, you know, them ones there. Like, our form actually wasn't so bad. Like, so it was okay. We went into the Christmas break thinking, yo, listen, we're gonna be all right.
I was already, when we beat Palace 7-0, I was thinking we're gonna just go and romp this league again. You know. That's what I genuinely thought.
I didn't think that just because of like the Van Dijk hadn't gone, but I thought to myself, this isn't as bad as this is going to be all right. You know, them ones there. Like, I thought,
you know why
this is going to be all right.
You know why I thought we'd go on and smash it? Is because I still thought at that time we were the best team, but I also thought City weren't doing that great. Then they were quite a bit behind us at the time. United, you know, they were close to us, but I never really thought they were a threat, to be honest. Chelsea weren't doing well under Lampard. Spurs were doing nothing really. Arsenal are just Arsenal. I thought, who's actually going to compete with us?
No, Tottenham were. Remember, because I remember.
Tottenham were, but they started to slip a bit.
Tottenham like, yeah, what they were like second or something like that, and you know what I mean? Yeah. No, remember, and then they were top of the league and we were second, but it was on like goal difference or something.
Yeah, and then Firmino
they were still bagging it. Yeah, like they were still. I'm like, bro, relax. You've been top of the league for like they were like, we've been top of the league for like 46 hours and and all that shit. That's why I remember they were like doing bits, and then they just started to do Tottenham things in it. But like, I just started to think, okay, cool. Then obviously our patterns of play really just started to.
It was the West Brom game, wasn't it, bro? Everything just went down from there, you know.
And it was weird because Slightly could kind of like, it was, they had all that like Allardyce before it, and I really felt like I never felt confident going into that game. Like, I never felt like I had felt the season before. Like, oh yeah, we're bunnies, man. Like, I always felt a bit dicey.
I thought we smashed that game. I thought we were going to pan them.
Man, I felt dicey. So when it happened, I was just like, and the way the game transpired, I just was like, these men are going to do it, innit? And by that time, like I said, our patterns of play was shocking. Our offensive like movement was bad, man. Like, really bad. So I was like, what's going on? And then obviously it just started to get worse and worse. We just couldn't finish our dinner. Like dumb amounts of shots on target, like real low percentage on target, even fewer in the goal. It was dead food. Obviously we started to get more injuries in the midfield. Thankfully, man, like Wijnaldum came through and was we were playing man like Wijnaldum just because he was just fit. You know, them ones there, like there was no one else.
He was the only fit one, because then I remember he was playing
Milner Brock
around that time, and then he dropped him.
Yeah, like Henderson Brock. There was just so many, like Kate. There was no one. You were just like, raw, what's going on? So then it got, and then in all fairness, I think our changing point, the real changing point in the season is when Fab came back to midfield, bro. When Fab came back to defensive midfield, I felt like that's when we all collectively went, now we got.
You know what's crazy about that though? It's like we won 8 of our last 10 games in the league, And the two that were draws, he played in centre back. They were against Newcastle and Leeds. He played in centre back both those games, and we didn't win. So it's like put Fabinho in midfield. It's just a cheat code to winning for us in the league.
I'm telling you, bro. Like he's incredible, and
So good.
and he was arguably one of the best centre backs when he was back there anyway.
Bro,
so
was doing well in centre back, but we were just losing him in midfield. That was the
in
problem.
midfield. We were losing the impetus exactly. We were losing that. So
but then
yeah,
you were getting a bit of Thiago when you put him in midfield. Thiago's form went up then.
Went up exactly. So like in knowing where we were, knowing what we needed to do, knowing what happened with people like Chelsea on the last day, and that I said this, and it's mad that I haven't actually gone on a rant about it. There's just other things.
I know what you're gonna say, yeah.
Like I actually definitely feel like it was a very successful season with everything. Do you know what I mean? When remember, we was getting the worst champions ever. The worst, we're gonna finish 10th and all of that.
We're gonna finish below Arsenal and all this. Arsenal.
All of this, it was peak. At one point, it was peak. We ended up. Everton ended up finishing. The lowest we ever went was 9th, and Everton ended up 10th. Like, come on, bro. Like, you know, the ones there.
It was in the derby at Anfield. They were chatting all that shit, and then
after all of that, after taking away all our players and that, we were still only 5 points behind United. We still come in third. Like, it wasn't actually a bad thing.
Oh, the fact we finished 5 points behind United. Don't you think that when you look at it in hindsight, if Klopp had just played Henderson and Fabinho, if he hadn't put them as centre backs, we probably would have finished second,
it's easier to say. It's easier to say, but then it's just at the time there's only maybe one or two games, I forget the games, when I was like, why are you not playing Phillips and Kabak? That don't make sense. You've got Phillips there, and he ended up having a lot of faith in that Phillips. But other than that, bro, I never had no confidence in Reece Jones. Like, our back line was depleted. It is hard to know. Certain times, I do feel like he was like, this is the best in which.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you know what I mean? It was bad, and so. Certainly. But other times, I do feel like other times he got comfortable in that and didn't really. Do you know what I mean? Take a chance, because you're right. And we turn a couple of those games into wins or draws, whatever. Boom, who knows? But yeah, no, I'm happy with the end of the season, man.
With the Fabinho and Henderson thing is that at the time he was doing it, I remember in games like against Man United, he played both of them at centre-back. Against Man City, he played both of them at centre-back. And then obviously he'd play either one or the other at centre-back. You know, Fabinho got injured, he put like Henderson and Kabak. And obviously I kind of agreed with him at the time, because man just didn't feel comfortable seeing Phillips and Reece Williams at the back or something. I just thought there's just not enough experience at the back there. I actually agreed with Klopp at the time. But honestly, in hindsight, and this is why I don't really go in on Klopp for it, but then in hindsight, I do look at it and think, if you'd have just done it a few games earlier, bro, like put Fabinho, Thiago, Henderson, whatever in midfield from the start, we would have finished second, in my opinion. We definitely wouldn't have got anywhere near the title. I don't care like who we've got in midfield. You're not going to win the league with Williams and Phillips.
After the new year, title hopes kind of, you know what I mean, decimated. But you're right, like regardless of title hopes, to finish second or third, thereabouts in where we were, like people need to really beat that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was techie, like it was really techie, and I'm happy. I'm more than happy. I walk around with my chest held high. Like, what? Like, man can't talk to me. Man can't talk to me. There's no top six. Regardless of like crowd and all of that and fans and all of that, just the injuries and certain things that was going on. And I'm not putting it all on injuries. Like I said, if I did say this, Klopp did a small amount of proportion does have to be. He got things. Yeah, he did. You have to accept that he got things wrong, and sometimes he wasn't, as experimentative in a personnel that he could have been when we had it there. Cool.
Yes.
But at the same time, bro, we finished fucking third. Like, like that. Like Chelsea were doing up Leicester and having to do all sorts. Like Chelsea, mighty Chelsea, who had Tuchel. I don't care when he came in and he wasn't there the whole season. Like, it was a techie. Like, do you know what I mean? It was.
Chelsea.
It was a very weird.
And this ain't a dig at Chelsea, because we don't know what would have happened, and they've done great winning the Champions League. They were deserving champions of Europe, 100%. But just imagine, Tottenham did them a favour on the last day. If Tottenham hadn't won at the end, Chelsea would have finished fifth. And then how much pressure would Chelsea have been going into Champions League final?
Even in that as well. The last day we weren't nowhere. Like we were at the beginning at kickoff. By half time, we were nowhere near any of that nonsense. We were winning.
Bro,
you know what I mean? We were successful
in the second half where it was a bit like, but then Mane scored a minute later. It was 2-0.
We scored. Yeah, we was 2-0. We done our thing. Do you know what I mean? It's not like we were there. We needed other people. We smashed the end of the season.
We just did our job.
Gives me confidence. We did our job. Do you know what I mean? And like, yeah, man. So
you know what? I had some up last season though. It was a weird one because in terms of the start to up until Christmas. Not amazing, but not bad at all. You know, top at Christmas. Home. I think we won pretty much every home game up until the West Brom game. So up until late December, we won every home game. Our away form was very bad. We had like we were drawing a lot of games from what I remember. Like a lot of them were away draws, I remember. But we were still top at Christmas, so it weren't no way a disaster. We were doing well, you know, through comfortably in the Champions League group as well. But then, and then the end of the season, last 10 games was very good as well. 8 out of 10 wins in the league, brilliant. That middle of the season fucked us over, bro.
Like, can I say one thing as well? Going back very, very quickly, yeah. One thing that I think absolutely fucked us, and I don't know. I put this on Klopp, but I'm clever enough to know. I don't know if this was him or this was like something within the board and the money situation. Playing
Jota. Yeah.
That fucked
because
us off. I mean, Michelin game, that fucked us
that
off.
Was on
how many times have I said in this summary, our patterns of play, it was stale as fuck. And to have someone like Jota in that form at that time would have been immense. And to have lost him in the way in which we did was like, really? I know people say we could have lost him in a game, but we would have lost him in a game that was more important. Do you know what I mean? Would have made more sense. Would have been like, calm. It is what it is.
We would have lost him in that game, though. If he'd have just gotten a bit of rest and just not played, rest does you wonders at the end of the day. He's just played him extra. He did his knee, and that's what Klopp. It's not only him though. Klopp played a very strong team in that game, and I just didn't get why.
But that's why I said I don't know if it was him, because apparently, like, if we had won that game, the money
we would have got extra money.
But then after all of that, we didn't even win the game.
Bro, it's like when you think about it, winning that game might have got us a few extra bob in it, but like at the end of the day, it fucked us over where we couldn't get results in the next few games really. Whereas it would have benefited us in the long term just to rest all our players in that game, and we would have gotten more beneficial results in the long term. And would have made more money anyway.
And it's one of them things where when the pressure's off, you probably would have come out winning that game 1-0 or something. You had so much like we want to win the game. You end up flipping. You don't even bloody end up winning.
The game, bro.
That's what I mean. It's like, come on, man.
We were shit that game, but like the other thing I blame Klopp for the other game is I'll get to the comments in a sec, but as Boswell says, the Madrid game, that first half, that's one thing I can't like
to have a second leg. To have a second leg like we had. Was just like, oh, what was you doing, bro? Like that. It's like, bro, what was you doing?
We battered them second leg in terms of.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, come on, man, what was you doing, man?
I mean, we weren't even too bad in the second half at the Bernabeu. We weren't too bad either. First half, it was fucking horrible to watch.
Some jokes in, bro.
Horrible to watch. Another quick question about last season. What was your best and worst moment? I think I already know what best will be, but
worst moment, I will probably put that as the worst moment.
What, the Madrid game?
No, not the Madrid game. Losing Van Dijk, innit? Losing Van Dijk would probably be the worst moment, I think. Losing Van Dijk or losing Jota, one of the two losses, because they were so impactful at a time.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And yeah, come on, you know what time it is, bro. Alisson!
Oh, of course, yeah. That's one of the best moments. Oh, that was just... I get goosebumps when I think about that. I still rewatch that goal all the time. And with the commentary on and everything, like...
And we're not just gassing over some bundled over the like the sexiness of the head.
The tech on the header, man.
Hey, come on.
The most dramatic moment in Premier League history.
Hit the comments, man. Hit the comments. Shout out everyone inside, man.
Yeah, I'll shout. I'll just answer mine quick, actually. Best moment, obviously, Alisson. Worst moment. You know what my worst moment of the season was, where I lost it and was Do you remember when we lost 1-0 at home to Brighton in January? That was the worst one, Brighton, because you know what it was? We'd lost our home record against Burnley, and that hurt. But then we went and won against West Ham and Tottenham away and played really well. And I thought, okay,
in the West Ham game, we tore them apart. One of the best
performances
and goals that we have seen.
That counter-attack still was unreal.
That Salah goal. That
counter-attack.
Bruv.
Trent, Shaqiri, Salah.
Shaqiri, Salah. Bruv. And then you go and do that. So this is why I didn't understand. People were talking about, confidence. I was like, but we just went and did that last week. I don't understand. How's your confidence?
And Flawless will actually, if he's in the comments, will remember that Q&A. Because I remember that Brighton game. I was thinking we're back in the title race. If we beat Brighton, then beat Man City, we're back in the title race. Those few results before were just a blip. We smashed Tottenham and West Ham, we're back. And then we go and play like we did against Brighton. I was like, I lost it on the Q&A that night. I think Flawless remembers.
That was a good one, actually.
Yeah. I'll just get through the comments. Big up Boswell says, big up everyone, big up to you. Hasib says Liverpool will finish 4th. It's a possibility, to be fair.
It's a possibility, trust me, I'm not even going to sit here like...
I can't even... He's a United fan, I think, but I can't even, Malcolm says, big up the man, then big up to Malcolm. Taha says, geez, Saint and Ryan, big up to this amazing panel. Big up, Macdani.
Come on, big up yourself, Taha.
Best Buddy says, big up you guys, big up to you. United are the biggest club in England. You're the biggest, but you're not the best still. We're the best one, but you are bigger, I can't lie. But we've won more trophies, we're more successful, so yeah. Big up. Big up my guy Lewis says, big up the panel, just popped in to say champions of Europe, smash the likes, big up to you.
Hey, man like Lewis, come on.
When you win the Champions League, the amount of gas you can, it's just mad. When we won it, I'm surprised
you ain't snuck him the link and he's coming in here with his shirt on a quick one. I'm surprised, bro.
Bro, we got the Liverpool-Chelsea game in a couple of weeks. He'll hop onto that one. I'll get him off for that one, to be fair.
Trust me.
Owen says, Shaq going for that price, says we have a signing we want to pull the trigger on. Is he actually going? I heard someone put in a bid for him, like 12 million.
So Leon, no, 12 million. We would take 12 million in a heartbeat, bro.
Leon put in a
6 million bid, and I'm like, rotted.
Did you take that?
Apparently, we wanted 8, apparently, which is lower than what we first wanted. So I feel like we wanted 12 or around there, because obviously we got him for 13. So I think Ian Mac might be onto something, because the fact that they're even like, we want 8, and they're giving, it must mean that they're just looking to just accumulate the monies and pull the trigger on someone, innit? Would I take that for him? Yeah, I probably would, to be very honest with you. Just not in terms of talent. It's merely because of, can I put my house on it that Shaqiri will stay fit at times when we need him? No.
Yeah, I mean,
so because of that.
Does he just fit the system? That's the thing. He's just, I mean, I don't even think Klopp. But to be fair though, there were times when Klopp did play him quite a bit last season, but he didn't really still make any of he didn't really make an impact still at the end of the day. I think he's had some good moments for Liverpool still. The 2 goals against United in his first season. The game against Barca, that cross for Van Alden. He's had some good moments and he's contributed, but it's time to go. Same with Origi, to be fair. Like, both of them just need to... Mind you, if I had to keep one of them, it would be Shaqiri. Origi's just no use to the squad at all anymore, in my opinion.
I probably would be the other way around, if I was honest with you. If I had to keep one of them,
I would
keep Origi, because I do reckon Origi's... I know that Origi will ball out if he goes to another team. Like, I know that for a fact. But it's just one of them ones where, are we going to give him the opportunity here, innit? Give me 1 second, innit?
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely would. And like I said as well, Shaqiri ain't fit, bro. It's just his fitness, man. Like,
yeah.
It's hard. So it's a tough one.
Yeah, exactly. Flawless as well. Prick says we're going to finish above Arsenal. Bro, when there's a risk of you finishing below Arsenal, it's a scary thought, man. It actually gives me shivers, I can't lie. Says big up my G's Ryan and say big up big bro all day.
Come on,
guys.
Man, like each and every.
Yeah, big up my big bro. Guys, Shaq is close to leaving. I hope so, innit? This is an interesting question. Ali A asks, guys, would you take Doku to replace Shaq?
Hey, you know,
You were
bro, I've
big on
been in that
Doku. I
group
remember
chat.
in the group chat.
You know, I've been in
You were
the
big on
group
him
chat
still.
promoting that. Yeah, man. I've been saying Doku from time. I've been saying Doku from time because I see the rawness in him, and I think that can be nurtured. And I have the biggest amount of faith in Klopp. And if Klopp wanted my man when he was 16, so I'm like, yo, brother, give him my man, innit? Like, he sees something, let him do. Let him do, and I saw what I needed to see in the Euros. Like, I was like looking at him to see, all right, let me really see if he can take. I wasn't expecting him to really do as much as he did, in all honesty. And I thought, right, okay, is he the finished product? Hell no. Would I be happy with just him? Hell no. But I wouldn't be bad for at a nice price for him to be sitting there on our wings. The only thing is, do we lose him in January as well to AFCON? I think we might, and that's a bit like.
Wait, Doku, isn't he play for Belgium?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. You're true.
Yeah, he plays for Belgium. And just clocked that.
Yeah, I just clocked that. You're right. So yeah, get him, man. Get him. Put him in there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Let him learn.
You know what?
And he's young. He's young. He can actually learn off Mane. Do you know what I mean? Give Mane the time. Would I be sad to see him in the FA Cup? Like, see him in do you know what I mean? Then no.
Him on one wing, Harvey Elliott on the other in the FA Cup. He could still, you know.
Come on.
Yeah, he's a baller. Like, when I saw him in the Euros, I was like, whoa, this guy's good still. And it's just the fact there's so much raw talent there that Klopp, with his coaching, what he's done with Mane and Salah, if you put him into that system in one of the wide positions, Klopp could make him into something special, man.
He can make him into something
he's
special,
done it before.
Man.
Klopp's an elite coach. At the end of the day, of course, he could make this guy into a world beater. Sasha says, congratulations on the pilot. So, cheers, Sasha. Big up to you.
Come on, Sasha.
Get the likes up and share across all socials. Yeah, do that, people. Yeah, as Boswell says, I only blame Klopp for the Madrid game and playing Jota in the Midtjylland game. I agree. I mean, there were other times when he did get things wrong in the season, but like those two are the ones that stand out.
Yeah,
they stand out.
Yeah.
You know what? Ali's saying the worst moment Villa away, and obviously best moment Ali. You know, the Villa away actually didn't hurt as much as it was. That was more a weird one. That felt weird, you know. I think what helped that day is United got battered that day as well, so we couldn't really get that much smoke off.
That's what hurt me the most. That I couldn't. Yeah, like I was like, "What's?" Do you know what it was as well? Yeah, it was pissing me off because our performances were starting to take away. Not only were our performances crap, but they were starting to take away my joy from being able to really talk shit about other teams. There was the next one where like Man United were like supposed to be doing stuff, and then they went and drew against someone, and I was like, oh, I got smoke for these, man. And then we go and do some bullshit. I was like, I can't eat, man. I just have to hold it. Like I had so much corn ready for the Man United game. I had an hour. I didn't even get to send all of it. Our game started and we got smoked. I was like, oh man, this is long. So yeah, but in all honesty, it would have been different if Ali was in goal. It was Adrian in goal, bro. Like, I don't even really see that as some glitch in the Matrix, man. Like, you know, them ones there. Like, and funnily enough, so does everyone else. For us to get cornered by Aston Villa 7-1, like, I'm being honest with you, I should have got a lot more smoke. 7-2 or whatever. Yeah. 7-2. But I should get a lot more corn than I should. Like, it's like most people know, like, yeah, that was a bit of a mad one. You know, them ones there. People don't even chat shit.
You know what a bad thing about that was, though? Is that we went into an international break, so we kind of got corn for like 2 weeks about it.
Yeah, at the time, but now it's like, yeah, that's mad.
Our run of form after that was actually good. Was actually decent, so you kind of maybe not forgot it, but it kind of went to the back of your mind the fact that we got battered 7-2 few weeks back, whereas it didn't really make us go in a bad run of form. Which
yeah. No, I hear that. I hear that.
Just ignore the phone people in the background, but yeah, I think you know, I'll just go to Botche's in the comments. Big up Botche saying, yeah, the boys.
Come on, Botch. Nice. Oh God.
Come on, Botche.
Hey, shout out all the Australian dons as well, because I know you lot are having it hard out there, man. So yeah, man, everyone in Australia, do you know what I mean? Shout out you, man. Out.
Yeah, shout out to them still. Ali asks, guys, would you take Doku or Dharma? I'm taking Doku. I don't want Traore anywhere near my
Doku
club,
all day. All day Doku. I think Doku's got a higher ceiling. He's younger. Yeah, man. Even depending on what P we get him, I don't know what monies they're talking. But if we get him for something nice, something decent, there's a nice sell on there. Like I said, his ceiling's high. He gives more 100% Doku all day long.
Yeah, 100%. I think I'd take loads of Adama Traore. I just don't rate him, Adama Traore, in it. Like,
I rate him. I just feel like,
yeah.
You know what? If you're talking about getting Adama Traore for a nice little young 25 mil, 30 mil, I'd be like, what? But the money you're gonna have to pay for Adama Traore, I just don't think he's worth
it'd be
it.
mega.
Like, I really don't. I just don't think he's worth it.
Oh, he's not. He's definitely not.
I'm not paying 60 mil for Adama Traore. Get the hell out of it.
Oh, nah, never,
Get
never,
out
bro.
of it.
Never do that.
For a man to bomb it down the wing and just put it in the cross. And I mean, his crosses are getting better, but that's literally all he's going to do.
He does.
Pacer man, and then just he's like a bulky Theo Walcott. Allow me,
bro. Theo Walcott had a better end product than him still at times. I ain't gonna lie. Like, yeah. But big up my guy Wayne.
And the guest, you know, hey Wayne, allow me, bro. Man ain't no side dish, you know. Man try to treat me like a loomy cheese and that. Hey, brother, it's saint, boy, yeah.
Come on. Big up my guy Wayne. I know you've been ill recently, bro. I hope you're getting better. I hope you're making a full recovery, bro. Yeah, I'm thinking about you, you know, a lot, bro. And hopefully you get better, bro.
Get better.
I know what you've been through recently. But this actually, we'll get onto this. So obviously, this leads into the kind of summer. So after the season, we signed Konate quite quick. You know, this Konate signing must have been done about 3 months ago now. But I thought that was a good signing. What did you think of that signing, actually? Like, and what do you think of it now?
Said it from day, and I like that I'm a YouTuber now, so I can't just chat shit. You can go and put it up. Said it from day. I was like, yo, Konate is the better one out of the two, you know. Out of
I always thought that
Meccano, I reckon Konate is the one that's got more potential. Said that, and then I heard that his buyout was 30 mil or something like that.
Yeah,
I said 30 mil or 35 mil or something like that. I was like, oh come on. When like Meccano's all like 50 mil and all of that, I said, bro, it would be very shrewd business to go and get Konate. Left it at that because I really remember there was all like Botman and we were doing all types of madness with the
Botman was being like a lot, yeah.
Botman, collect a car and like this, that, all over. And then so then they went and got him and I was like, yo, sick. So I'm happy, man. I'm happy. Talking about a real athletic ball playing. Did you see the preseason? Man was up in the box. He said, "Yo, I'm getting myself a goal. I'm cool. We're bossing them. They don't need me. Like, man, I like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it'd be nice. And I just like the fact that we've got combinations. We've got options. Like our back line's like NSG. You know them ones there, just options. Like, don't know who we're playing. You don't know. You could throw a little Van Dijk, Konate, little Matip, little. Do you know what I mean? You can actually.
There's options.
There's options. Like Matip gets Brock because we know he's gonna get Brock. You can.
Oh yeah, you know it's gonna happen.
We're not like, oh my god.
Well, speaking of that, bro, does Konate's injury record worry you?
No, not now.
Not now.
Why is that, because we've got backup. We've got suitable options. I know if Matip gets Brock, I know that Konate is of levels. With our team, remember, it was always the drop off. It was always the second string. It was always like, oh, mate, like as good as Nat Phillips is, like it's still a bit of a. Do you know what I mean? You're asking a lot from a Nat Phillips, from a Reece fucking Williams, bro. But you're talking Konate is coming in there. I'm saying, yes, say nothing. You're talking my man, shut him out, Ryan. My man, shut him out, Ryan. My man, Joe Gomez, stepping in there. You're like, yo, cool, calm. You got this. Do your
thing. No word of a lie. I'd see Nat Phillips over Joe Gomez. I ain't gonna lie.
Shut up, man.
Bro,
Joe Gomez is a G, bro. Know yourself.
That's only because you know him.
Nah, bro. I'm telling you, he's decent, bro. It's got nothing to do with Gomez is just bro. He's levels, man. He's levels. He's a young don, and you can't tell me nothing. Like, I'm telling you, he's on stuff. So, anyways, but it's still cool. We've got options, so I'm not that worried.
We'll save the worried when I was for another day, people. That'll come one day still.
Well,
let's just see how he comes back from injury still at the moment as well. But with Konate, I think because obviously we've played Leipzig a couple of times this season, obviously, and he did. Upamecano, I thought was more. I mean, we tore them apart. Let's be honest, in both legs, but like. Upamecano was the shaky one out of the two, bro. I thought, like, bro, he was.
But then, like, I don't really know if, like, man, like Nagelsmann and their man, they're really worried about showing man defensive plays and that. They just want athletic centre backs and that's really it. We play our line so high up. You know them ones
Yeah.
there that we just really want you to be fast enough to be able to like catch a man when or should they be able to break us, whatever like that. Whereas he's coming into a team, whereas we're like, well, we don't need you for just your athleticism. Like you're coming into, do you know what I mean? We play that high line, but we've got way more of a structure. We've got way more of a defensive. Do you know what I mean? You're playing next to a man like Van Dijk, and it's not just the case of like kick ball and just running. Do you know what I mean? And I do feel like that's Leipzig's, especially Nagelsmann's left now, but I definitely feel like that was how it was with them. They just tried to press you.
Canate played against United, and it was like, because obviously they played them in the group, and I think the first game at Old Trafford where they got pammed, Upamecano played, and the second one it was with Canate and they won in it. I don't know. Whenever I've seen Upamecano, like I've obviously heard such good things about him, but whenever I've actually seen him, I've always thought he's a bit shaky, to be honest. And it's weird because I've heard more ratings of him than Canate over the years.
Yeah, I just feel like he's just very athletic. I don't think that he's actually got it in terms of the actual defensive nous. I think he's beatable. And I think he's got, but the thing is, I do think he's got a high ceiling. I just think he needs to be taught. You know, the ones there. I just don't think like he is the name brand defender that people thought.
Well, hasn't he gone Bayern Munich? And Nagelsmann's gone Bayern Munich. So they've just gone together, haven't they?
Pretty much, yeah.
I just going
back to this though. Now, listen, a lot of people. This is what I don't understand as well when people try and like, Tsimikas has flopped, Telles has flopped.
Tsimikas hasn't flopped.
How did these man flop? Exactly. Like Man United, and I hate Man United and all jokes aside and all of that. But man, I'm like, Telles flopped. I'm like, he didn't flop, bro. He got there, and then Luke Shaw turned into like the best. Luke Shaw turned into a shower-faced dog. Like that's just how it was, isn't it? So you never seen that. Well, Tsimikas never flopped.
Did anyone really think Tsimikas was going to overtake Robertson? Like at the end of the day, like
I don't know what I don't exactly, but I do hear like, Tsimikas he flopped. How did he flop, bro?
He's brought in as a backup, and that's what he was.
And that's what he was, and he never really played. But in this season, now we're going to get to see him, obviously, due to
the first few games,
Robinson, 100%. And I'm actually not sitting there like, I like what I've seen. I always had faith.
Player.
That's what I'm saying. I've always had faith in what I've seen of him. I've never really saw him and thought, he looks shaky. I feel like he's looked all right. He's looked good in pre-season. So yeah, man. I'm happy.
Yeah, I think especially because he's on the left side, and considering I don't know about how the season will start in terms of the lineup, we'll probably get into that a bit later. But he'll probably have Van Dijk next to him for the most part, which should offer him that extra security at the back. To be fair, so I think Tsimikas will be all right. To be fair, like definitely wouldn't say he's flopped or anything. But in terms of the transfer window, obviously we've only made one signing, but what are your overall thoughts on it in terms of who do you think we still need, like, in the team? Who, if you could only buy one player now, which I do think we'll buy one more player, who would it be and in what position? Like,
oh mate, I would go because I think this player ticks quite a lot of boxes. I feel like you've given me the option of signing one player, so I'm going to be cheeky. I feel like we need a Wijnaldum replacement or someone who can operate in the midfield.
Yeah,
we need someone. We need cover on the wing. If we keep Harvey Elliott, we're going to need another. We're going to need some cover on the wing.
Do you not think with the attacker positions that Mane, Salah, Firmino, Jota, and Elliott could actually be enough? That we could get away with that in a way.
We could, but I'm just trying to answer your question, innit? We could, if that's what we had to do, which is probably what we're going to have to do, let's be honest. But being optimistic, I would probably, with that said, with the holes, and maybe someone who could maybe like slot in as a false nine, and you know what I mean, if and when we needed to change things up. With those positions, with our budget, I personally would go for Isco.
So, do you think that's realistic?
Why not? They're looking to sell him, and you could get Isco for 20 million. He's on.
I mean, I'd take Isco all day long, but
he's on. I think he's surplus to requirements there. Not surplus to requirements, but definitely someone that they want to get money for. And I think if you went in there and was like, "Yo, like I want Sal in it, like I want Sal Niguez in it," but I just don't think. I don't know what's going on. Like I want Soundagates. The Soundagates.
I've heard rumours with him that Liverpool and Atletico, the fee between them isn't a problem. It's more Sal's demands in terms of wages that's the issue.
Do you know what it is? And this is what pissing me off, because it's always wages with us. It's always some joke thing. Always wages. It is, because Sal isn't sitting there asking for exorbitant amounts of money. He ain't sitting there asking for something crazy. All Sal's saying is, I don't want to take a pay cut. I want to be paid what I'm currently being paid now. That's if you were in a job and you're looking to move, that wouldn't be seen as such a bad thing. Like, big man, I want to be paid what I'm paid currently. Why is it always us? Man United would have no problem with that. Chelsea would have no problem with that. All the big boy clubs in which we sit at the table would have no problem. They'll be like, yeah, and cool, here you go. But we have to start doing this. Well, what is it? 300 a week? Oh, well, we pay Salah too. It's some joke thing, bruv. Like, it's pissing me off.
No, you're right. And at the end of the day, I think the two main midfielders we have been linked with, and are kind of still being linked with, are Saul and Renato Sanchez. Who would you take out of those two, do you think? I like both of them. Saul all day.
All day. Or if you gave me the choice and I knew, mate, I want Saul. I just don't think that it's like it's gonna happen, bro. Honestly, I think
it wouldn't surprise me if you ask me. I would rather have Saul, even though I really like Renato Sanchez as well, and I'd be happy with either. But if you ask me, I think we'll actually get one, and I think it'll actually be Renato Sanchez. You know, I can see Renato Sanchez coming.
Yeah, I think, and the only reason that isn't because of the player. Again, it's because of the wage structure. It's because they're not prepared to pay Saul what he wants. But the thing is that you don't need to understand. I'm seeing a lot of it in the comments, and like, ain't nobody paying Saul 300k. But we're gonna have to change the wage structure at some point. Something is only as good as it is to the point in which you need it to be. Do you understand? And then you need to change it. So like we need this. We're gonna operate in this way. Then you become Premier League champions and what's it called? And Champions League winners. You can't keep operating in that way. You need to start attracting higher the best stars. Like realistically, for the type of club we are, how big we are, and the recent success in which we've had, there should be no reason that next season we're not one of the front runners in chasing Haaland's signature.
I agree with you.
That shouldn't even be unrealistic. That should be a foregone conclusion. But we all know that ain't never going to happen because of wages, ever. Like, and this is nonsense. It's like, bro, we can't keep thinking that we're going to be dining at the highest table with all these men and still having to pay peanuts and trying to do. We're like a glorified, like, Leicester or something. You know what I mean? Like, we can't, like, bro, we should be able to just go and get like who we want because we need to.
And I agree with you. It's FSG at the end of the day, and I think it's when you look at this window, you see Chelsea being linked with. Okay, they're not getting Haaland, they're getting Lukaku, who I'm not really a fan of, but you know they've been linked with top players in it. At the end of the day, Chelsea, City got Grealish, being linked with Kane, might get Kane. We're being linked with like Jared Bowen, and like the difference in level of quality of players that we're being linked with is just. It's huge, and it's
only because of weight. It's only because of money, not because we really think that's the case, or it's literally like they're going to Klopp. You see that? Yeah, bring it down here. This is the marketplace that you're having to operate in. It's like, come on, bruv.
You know what it is? It's FSG, but I think Klopp is kind of being a victim of his own success in terms of you look at what he's done. You know, not every 100%. Day. You're going to get an £8 million relegated left back from Hull and making him to a world beater. It's not going to happen. You're not going to get Van Alden's from relegated teams, make them into all these big stars. You know, these owners.
It's not every day you're going to pin your hopes. You're going to pin your hopes on one player at the time is ludicrous money for it to then subsequently be years later. People are like, "Whoa, you might have actually underpaid." You know, them ones there, like shit like that. Like, bro, Ryan, I think you're 100% right. I think Klopp has literally he is a victim of his own success and how good of a coach he is.
It's like It's like because he's built one very successful team using that method of recruitment, they think that he can just do it again. Whereas it's just not that simple, especially when you see what Man City and Chelsea are doing. It's going to be so hard to compete with them. And if Klopp does manage to compete with them next season for the league, hats off to him, because honestly, with this squad and the squad depth we have, our first 11's all right in it. Maybe a couple of positions, maybe a bit. No, actually, our first 11, we could definitely challenge for the title, definitely. But it's just the squad depth. And this season,
We're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to go into. You see 18, 19, yeah? We went in like this.
Yeah.
No one cared. We were carefree. And it just so happened that we batted it up, no injuries. Now we're going to have to go into this season like this. Like, you know, them ones there. Like, because if we don't get any injuries, we're all right. But it's like,
because we have to be honest, the 2 seasons we won the trophies, we did get lucky with injuries. Like, we got very lucky with injuries. And at the end of the day, last season showed we're not going to get lucky with. Will we get less injuries this season than last season? Yeah, we'll get less injuries, but we will still get injuries. And you know, that's when the problem comes in, is that our squad depth is just not good enough to compete with Man City and Chelsea's at the end of the day. You know, their benches are mad.
Can I just grab you real quick, Ali A, yeah? Bring up that comment for me, please.
Which one, bro?
But Saint, where's Man U gone with paying dumb wages, right? So Ali, I hear you when you say, but Saint, where's Man U gone with paying dumb wages? They haven't won the Prem since Fergie, yeah? Most people this season are like, they just might be title contenders due to the money they're spending, and still at that, people are very reluctant, especially Man United fans. They're like, you know, them ones there. And the only reason there's only one reason, and that is Oli Solskjaer.
Oh yeah.
If Oli isn't there, and you replace that team with Klopp, I beg you, Ali, type in and tell me whether them man they are winning the league. Because I think they would
definitely
be.
would.
I think you'd hear more people talking about your them man there are title contenders. So the way in which you see what I'm saying. So the way in which they spend money, I'm not saying we can do exactly the same thing, because on a marketing level, they are a bigger club than us, and their wage. But at the same time, all they're short of is a good manager. They actually, like, their team, do you know what I mean? Their team is full of stars that could actually go and win something.
And they've got decent depth, especially in attacking position.
Decent depth. They've got enough depth to have players like Donny van der Beek and have a manager not know what to do with him. So this is what we're the other way around. We've got a manager that's so good that if we could have FSG open up the purse strings a little bit, we're gone. We're clear. See what I'm saying? Yeah. So
I agree. It's like one player, for example, that I really wanted, and this was during last season as well, where I was like in the summer, was someone like Pedro Neto at Wolves. Maybe get someone like that in, because I was so impressed with him, and I'm like, imagine what Klopp could do with him. It adds extra depth, extra quality, much better squad depth than Origi and Shaqiri, and just he would have fitted perfectly into Klopp's system. Same as like a Rafinha as well, someone like that. We were being linked with him at the start of the window, and that just went so quiet. It's just, I don't know. These are the kind of players, because our first 11 is already strong anyway.
You're dealing with Leeds. Yeah, they're a championship side, but they're not broke. Leeds are not broke at all, and Leeds don't necessarily need to sell Rafinha. So again, I don't know if that's a money thing. I'm always going to come down to a money thing, because FSG are just tight. Honestly, man, they're just tight, bro. They're just tight. I mean, if we were shrewd, we'd buy Neto injured, put him on ice. You know, the ones there. Yeah, like we buy Neto injured, put him on ice. You know, the ones there, like, you're gonna get some Super Cup. You're gonna get think about it, if we were shrewd businessmen, yeah, listen, we give you a little 10 mil, like, he's Bruck up, man. Come on, don't worry, we got you. And then boom, you forget about him. You don't forget about him, bro. Next season, you see man in the preseason, oh my god.
Honestly, it's like this season.
These FSG man are going to spit on their hand. They're gonna shine up Ben Woodburn. They're gonna shine up man like Harvey Elliott, who is a bad boy, but still
he's a baller, yeah.
He's a baller, but they're gonna shine them up, spit on their hand, bro, shine them up nicely. You get me? And then present them to man, and then even bring man like Van Dijk. Like, look, he's just come back. Like, these are new signings. There you go. They're waste men, bro. I'm telling you. Joke thing.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm just sick to him. Obviously, when we were winning Champions League in the league, you know, obviously the last thing we were kind of thinking of was the owners at the end of the day. We were just busy celebrating,
Well,
enjoying
you
the
say that.
winning.
You say that, Ryan. You say that, bruv. But as soon as we won the Champions League, what did we get
Okay,
in
that
terms of
was a
squad?
bit different. But at the
It
end
was
of the
like
day,
we were high, but we did think. Hold on a second.
we were thinking, why weren't we making? To be fair, though, for me personally, I knew as soon as we won the Champions League, we were going to win the league the next season. I knew the confidence was there. We were on a high, similar to what Chelsea are at the moment, where they've got the winning mentality. They've won arguably the biggest trophy in club football.
Yeah, but them
And I
man are
knew
buying Lukaku for 100 mil, bro.
that's true, and we brought Adrian.
You know what I mean?
You know
We
what
got
actually burns me the
Adrian,
most
bro.
about? You know what actually burns me the most about that summer now is that we won the league the next season, but in hindsight, we should have sold both Origi and Shaqiri that summer. You know, whilst they were still could have gone for decent money. You know, because Origi just scored semi-final Champions League and in the final, his stock was not incredibly high, but when you consider we sold Brewster for 23 mil, we could have sold Origi.
Origi's stock was high, bro. At
High,
that time,
bro.
exactly. If you at that time had sold Origi at that time for 30 million, no one would have said nothing.
Exactly, because we've sold like Solanke for like, what did we sell? Was it 19 mil?
20 million, I think we sold. Yeah, 20 mil. Ibe for like 23 mil or something like that. Like, come on, bro.
Plays for like so much more than they're worth, and it's when you think Brewster for 23, and then you think Origi, Champions League.
You're trying to tell me that at that time, Origi isn't £7 million, isn't at least £7 million more than Brewster. Come on, brother. Come on.
We should have sold them because Origi, he didn't even do anything in the season we won the league. We have to be honest, like he didn't contribute that heavily in it. Like at the end of the day,
not in the season we won the league. No.
Not in the season we won the league. Exactly. In the Champions League season, obviously he scored important goals. Fair play in the Champions League, fair play. But in the league, it's not like
it would have been. It's unfortunate how that season transpired because it's not his fault that my man slaps in a flipping bangers, a 30-yarders. Do you know what I mean? Company slap. Do you know what I mean? Because he would have been even more. He would have been even more GOAT status if that was the season that we won the league. Imagine the Everton goal and all of
the
that.
Everton goal
that we won the league.
Scored? Was the
both Everton goals with Shower? Both. Do you remember the Everton goal with what's it called, Lovren, or was it a Henderson with the ball? And man plucked it from the air.
That was the season we won it. Yeah.
Oh, that was the season we won it. Yeah. Bro, he done bits.
The Champions League season was the one where Pickford fucked
with the head.
it.
Yeah, with the head. Yeah.
But I remember he scored against Newcastle. Do you remember he scored that winner
Newcastle?
At Newcastle?
Yeah. The flick header. Bro, I'm telling you, if all that happened in the season we won, he would have been goated. Do you know what I mean? Like, and like you said, we could have easily have then off that hype sold man to a young
30 mil, man. Yeah,
30 mil, easy, bro, easy.
I know. I don't know. It's like honestly, when you look back, it's like that was the ideal time to sell these players, but we can't do anything about that now. I guess it's just trying to get them out now. To be fair. But we'll go on to obviously the season starting in a couple of days. First game's Brentford Arsenal on the Friday night.
Wait. Before you do, and did you answer that question, mate? Would you get rid of Shaqiri for 6 mil?
Oh, 6 mil.
I know it's so poor, bro.
It's a weird one because
bro.
We could still get a few million more. That's the thing.
But can we though? Can we? Is it one of those ones where it's just like, and how are you going to get more than 6 mil for a player that you don't really intend to use that much in the coming season? Do you know what I mean? He's not even going to be on the shop windows, so it's like you might just have to just 6 months.
You know what? I probably would. I'd probably sell. I would probably. It's a hard one though.
It's not like a.
If it was Origi for 6 mil, I'd sell.
See, Origi for 6 mil is no. What? Do you know what it is? Origi is going to be like Sheffield United got the wrong one. If Origi, you're telling me, right? Come on, bro. If Origi went to fucking Sheffield United, he would fucking bang, bro. You'd get 11, 12, 13 goals from him, and you'd be like, oh, yeah, bro. They got the wrong one, and this is what's pissing me off because I know if he goes to the right, bro. If Origi went to a Brighton or someone, a Brighton that all they can't do is finish the goals. Like he went there, but
He's
the
a good
football that they
finisher.
play,
It's not as if he's a
link
bad
up with a
player, he's actually
Lallana.
a good finisher.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. That's
It's probably
why
the
I'm
best
like,
part of his game.
I'll be fuming for him to go to a Brighton for 6 million to then be bro. If you're getting him, pay 12 million, bro. You know, like that. Like I do believe he needs to go, but like Shaqiri, I'm happy for him to go because you just don't know. You'll say no, and then he'll be Brock. Then he'll be injured, and then you're like, fuck, I can't even sell him now. Whereas Origi don't have injury problems. It's just a case of him finding the right system that fits him. And I'm telling you, Sheffield United got the wrong one. They should have paid 23 million for Origi, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way, but yeah, they fucked it, Sheffield United, when you think about that, to be fair. For a kind of unproven striker, they brought him for 23 mil. It's like, nah, and he was awful.
And he would have gone and he would have banged, bro. He would have, but Origi will bang, bro. Like, no one can't sit here and tell me he's a shit striker. He's just not really great for our system. And do you know what I mean? I get all of that, but I'm not having Origi's not. I would feel hurt if man, because you know he's gonna go, depending on the team, he's gonna go and slap. And you're thinking, man, got rid of him for 6 million.
If we give him regular game time,
you give him regular game time and just say, listen, bro, just feed him the, like, bro. He will slap, bro. Like he will slap, man. Come on.
Yeah, I agree. To be fair, and it's like, you know, we'll go into this season now. So the first game, obviously, for us is Norwich. It's a 5:30 kickoff on the Saturday. What are your thoughts about that game? You know, obviously, when you think about it, you know what's mad? It's like when the fixtures came out, I just thought Norwich, last time we played Norwich, first day, won the league. And last time we played Wolves at home on the last day of the season, we won the Champions League that season. So maybe could both be coming in. Nah, it won't.
I just wish we could get Suarez back for this game, bro. You know, like that.
Oh, you know what? That's a guarantee. That'll get our goal difference up already. You know, that'll
trust me.
Goal difference,
+8.
You know?
+8 or some shit, +6.
Those games are scoring hat tricks every game against them.
Oh, bro. Oh, mate. You know what? I don't know much about Norwich this season. If I'm very honest with you, in terms of like what I know, they came up in that, but I was more focused on Brentford and them man there. So like, they're the unknown, but we know them kind of thing, if you know what I mean. And they get moved to more time than not. Pookie's still there, yeah?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. I'm not really that bothered in terms of the opposition. Like, I feel like it's a good one for us to go and stretch our legs and really show what we're about, especially after the Bologna game, was it? In preseason? And the Sociedad. The Sociedad, the Athletic game, Athletic Club game.
Was it Bilbao? I don't even know. You know.
Bilbao, yeah, I think it was. But yeah, like the intensity, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we're on this. Like, let's. I was like, yo, let's. I think we're ready. So it's gonna be mad. I don't know. It's in like 3 days. I'm gonna have to take it as if there's gonna be no additions. So I don't really know how we're gonna. Well, I do know how we're going to line up, if I'm honest with you, but I don't know, like, if he's going to change it up or if we're just going to go tried and tested. Do you know what I mean? Like, Harvey's been looking good. I don't know if he's been doing that in order to try.
What do you think of Harvey in this 8 role?
Weird.
It's a weird one. I didn't expect
It's a weird one. It's a weird one. He hasn't been doing badly in it, if I'm honest with you, but we've got a fit Cater. So I would have assumed Cater would have just taken the mantle on that. We've got Curtis Jones that can do that. We don't have someone who can really. We don't have someone who's a backup for the wings or just a different option for the wings. So for him to have chosen the one person who could do that and put him as the 8 was a bit weird.
Yeah, that really. I thought when I saw that lineup, he was going for like a 4-2-3-1 with like Jota. Actually, then because Mane was playing, I thought it was going to be like Salah up front. But then would it have been Harvey in the 10 with Jota and Mane on both wings?
Even in the 10, it would be.
I could understand it.
I could understand it a bit more for my eyes. I'd be like, okay. But the 8, I was like, bro, that's a bit.
Yeah, it was a bit mad, to be fair, yeah. But what's your predicted lineup for the game on Saturday?
Alisson, Trent.
This is where it gets a bit Oh,
Gets techie, isn't it?
yeah.
I say Matip and Konate.
You don't think Van Dijk too soon for Van Dijk? Do you reckon?
I say so.
Yeah, I
I
agree. And
personally,
obviously for
I
Gomez
would say
as
so.
well.
I think so. Why do we need? Like I said,
I think
right?
Konate and Matip good enough. I
It's good,
rate
man.
Matip very
Exactly.
highly.
Matip, mate. Matip is up there. Like it's just fitness.
Matip is top 5 centre backs in the league when he's fit. I stick by that.
I've said top 3, bro. I've said top 3, bro. Like you can't name
Bro,
me
he's
3
so
better than him, bro.
underrated. It's just because
He
he's
is
always
serious.
injured. He's always
That's
injured.
it.
Like
That's it. There's
people
times
forget it was Van
in
Dijk and
Matip's
Matip
career,
that won his Champions League.
and there's times in that campaign that he looked better than Van Dijk.
I always say that. Yeah, there were times
Big
when he
facts.
was actually playing better than Van Dijk.
You like raw? Okay, like no. So I have no problem with that. I'm gonna go Matip, Konate. I think it's two, and I just don't think we need them. We're not playing no flipping Man United or like you know what I mean, or some big game. Let them rest, man. Chill out. And then Simicast, man like Flacco in the DM. I don't know what's going on with Thiago. To be fair, I'm gonna say.
Well, he played, I think, in the friendly the other day on Monday.
I'd say Henderson, Keita in the midfield. Let Keita be the ball carrying. Let Henderson sweep up and do what he does with Flacco. I'm gonna go Mane, Jota, Salah.
So yeah, because Firmino came back a bit late as well. I think he played on the Monday as well. I think Firmino and Thiago played on the Monday, and they're the only ones that you think, oh, could they get in? Could Firmino get in ahead of Jota for Saturday? Could Thiago get in ahead of Keita? Do you think Henderson starts?
I would like to see Henderson start. I don't see why not. Why not? He's been fit. He came on. I know he only saw some of the game in the preseason, but I would like to see him start. I would feel a lot more comfortable. I mean, I guess we've got Milner as well. To be fair, Keita, Fabinho, and or Henderson or Milner, I'm cool with. But I would like to see Henderson start.
Yeah, I heard that still. Yeah, and big up Monson in the comments.
Come
as well.
on, man, like Monson, that my brother.
Next week, tune me in. Yeah, man, we got you in it. Yeah, man.
We got you. Gang. Without a doubt. What's your lineup? Will you agree with me?
Yeah, so I kind of agree with most of yours. Obviously, Alisson in there, Trent right back. I think Konate will play. Yeah, he will, because obviously Van Dijk and Gomez coming back from long-term injuries probably be a bit too soon to put them in. So I'd probably say it will be Konate and Matip. Simicast left back. In midfield, Fabinho, DM. It gets a bit techie. I think Keita will play. I think he'll play. Whether it's gets a bit techie now,
You know what?
No, I've got a sneaky feeling he might play Milner.
I forgot how sick. I don't know if he'll start, but I forgot how good Ox has been looking in pre-season. Ox has been looking tasty, bro. He's been looking tasty, Like he's been. Who's that? Who's that with a blonde hair?
I think to be sold as well. I'm not gonna lie.
To be very honest with you, I wouldn't. Who would you rather, Ox or Keita, to be sold?
Both injury-prone players. I think Keita's more talented.
Both, yeah, Keita is more talented, and both have been looking very good at the moment as well. It's like that's another thing. I can't even take your judgment because I've seen Keita and I'm like, raw, Keita, you're looking good.
I mean, I wouldn't lose sleep if we sold both of them, to be honest. But if I had to keep one, it'd probably be Keita, For me, it'd probably be Keita.
It's tough, man. I think I'd probably agree with you. But I'm not gonna lie. Ox has been looking smoky, bro. Man, them in the comments, let me know if you agree. Ox has been looking, and I'm not talking about how he looks, but the football the ball he's been kicking, bruv. I'm like, yo, you might look all right if you can get that Ox back.
Yeah, facts. Big up Stephen as well. Big up Ryan. Hope you're well, mate. Yeah, I hope you're well too as well, mate. yeah, what's this comment at the end? Yeah, just Ali getting in his lineup for the game as well. Saying Jota up front. You know, you think Van Dijk starts the game? I don't think Van Dijk starts to be. I agree with that midfield. I actually think Milner will start. You know, I just
instead of
got a sneaky
Henderson.
feeling he's going to put Milner in.
So what Fab?
Oh, sorry.
Kane
Yeah, so
and
Fab,
Milner?
Naby, and Milner, and up front Salah Mane. I think he'll. Hmm, Firmino scored a couple though, didn't he? I actually think he's
Yeah,
gonna.
he
But then
scored. He
Jota's
did.
been on good form as well in pre-season. I think he'll go Jota. I think he'll go Jota still. Jota's played a bit more in pre-season, I think, so I think he'll start Jota. I think he'll start Salah, Mane, Jota as the front three. And yeah, hopefully if you've got the game, you know, maybe let's say with 2-3-0 up, you know, going into like 70 minutes or something, looking comfortable, you could bring on like a Van Dijk, give him some game time, you know, bring on a Thiago, because I don't think Thiago will start the game. So bring on a Thiago, give him some game time, and then yeah, I mean, you know, just give it. You know, it's a sort of game that I think Norwich haven't had a bad result in pre-season a bit ago. I think they've had some players missing as well, so I think they're not in the best situation with their squad going into the season as well. So I think this is a game where really we should on paper be winning this game comfortably, even it with a few changes. We got a more than strong enough team that's able to beat Norwich, you know, quite comfortably. So, but I think, what's your prediction
Quite
for
a
the
few
game,
games.
bro?
Quite a few games last season that we could have said that for, though, isn't it? So.
This is a bit different though. When like
No, I know. I'm only fucking about.
last season was a bit dodgy when even we were going into games thinking, nah, this. I was even going into like Fulham at home and thinking, bro,
They're gonna
I'm
pipe
I'm I'm
us.
worried we won't even draw. That's how techy
Oh,
it got.
techie. Going into the game, obviously, the biggest addition is the 12th man. So I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that we'll be losing games like these, especially with a crowd in.
Yeah, our home record will be very good this season. I think it
Yeah,
will be
we'll
back to
show them, man, there what a fortress is, isn't it?
put
Hopefully,
it this way: we're not losing 6 home league games again.
it turned into a sandcastle, fam. It turned into some paper mache thing. Someone could just be like, but yeah, back to fortress settings. Where you come and you might act like athletic Bilbao did, bro. You know, like when they're just singing, "You never walk alone." Them man, they're just yeah, them things there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. In terms of the game, I think it will go. We're going to dominate the game as we always do. I would just like for us to be more refreshed. A lot of players got a full pre-season. I would like to see some of that training ground. I felt like I said before, a lot of our movement sometimes last season was a bit stale, off the ball movement. I'd like it to
Yeah.
be a bit refreshed. Do you know what I mean? I'd like for us to, even if we're like we don't even pipe them, man. There, do you know what I mean? Like shots on target. I want us moving. You know what I mean? Like just back to that play, as opposed to just like Salah trying to take on his last man and cutting in, and then just dead football, man.
Instead of relying more on individual brilliance, actually rely on
Action
movement,
on
patterns of play,
movement,
exactly,
patterns of play, movement, like people running off the
what we've
ball
been
and
doing
shit
basically
like
the
that.
last few years, essentially.
That brought us the success exactly. So yeah,
You
man,
know,
I'd like to
there
see
were
that.
times last season actually. You know, when we were playing so dead at home in those 6 games where we weren't even looking like scoring. There were times when I thought, bring me back to 17-18, where even though we were losing games, at least we were losing like 4-3 and all this shit.
Trust me, exactly. At least it was like, you know, the
At
ones that
least
we
it was
had no defensive
entertaining.
nous, but it was entertaining and we were doing. I kind of felt like a Tottenham fan a little bit, but at the same time, we'd actually done it. You know, them ones there. But you know, Tottenham fans like, oh, I hate this. I'd rather we were losing, but I'm like, shut up and just take what you're getting in it. Like, you're not doing no success. Whereas we actually did, and I would have actually gone back to that still. But yeah. I think we'll win. Score prediction. I think 3-1.
Yeah, I'd probably go for something like that. I think we will concede because, you know, if Van Dijk starts, whatever centre back partnership starts, you know, whether it's Kanate or Matip, you know, Kanate's first game in the league, Matip obviously coming back from a long time out. Same with Van Dijk and Gomez coming back from a long time out. I think we will concede, but I do think we'll have enough to beat Norwich. I don't think Norwich are in a bit of a difficult situation as well with their squad. I think I heard. I might be wrong still. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think we'll have enough to. It'll be comfortable enough, I think.
Huh? Cantwell's still there.
Yeah, Cantwell's still there, I think. Yeah, they got Billy Gilmore on loan from Chelsea.
That's it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so... Yeah, man, it's going to be... What are your thoughts? Do you think we can... Where do you think we'll finish this season in the league?
Ryan, man. You go first, brother. So that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one.
I think we finished third. But I think we're comfortably in the top 4. I don't think it's going to be a third like last season where we only got it last day. I think we'll be comfortably in the top 4 at least.
I think we finish second and we win a cup. I don't think we win the Champions League.
You think we win an FA Cup?
I think we win like an FA Cup, yeah. Yeah.
You know what? I'd love to see the FA Cup, you know. Because I'm 21, so the last time we won the FA Cup, I was like 6 in it. So I don't like it's not the same in it. So like
and we used to boss that. We used to boss that as well. Like I don't know what's really gone on for some time, but we used to boss that. Like so yeah, man.
Because I've seen us win.
Do you remember Gerrard against West Ham? Gerrard, yeah,
bro, I was too young, like 6. Like it's just vague.
That's why you put so much. That's why you put so much disrespect on a man like his name, bro. You know them ones there. Like, trust me, I'm here to be like, brother.
Bro, that's for another show, innit? That's for another show. We'll get onto that show. But like, thing is with the FA Cup, if we win the FA Cup, then it's the. I've seen us literally win everything. Like I'd have seen us win the league, Champions League, League Cup in 2012, and obviously now the FA Cup if we were to win it, like. You know, even FIFA Club World Cup.
Yeah, FIFA Cup. Yeah. All of them count, man. All of them count, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I think it's third in the league. I think we could get quarters or semis of champ. We'll get to the quarters of the Champions League at least. I think, in my opinion, I think we'll get quite far. I don't think we'll get final or anything. And about the cups, I don't know about the cups because Klopp just never takes them seriously in it, and we just. That's a weird one still. But I've got one last... This is the last question before we'll close out the show. If I say to you, we will win one of the big 2, so Prem or Champions League, which one would you rather it be this season?
I really... If you'd asked me that last season, you know which one I would have taken. I'd have taken Prem.
I would have taken retaining the Prem, yeah.
Retention, oh mate, I would have bowed it. I would have been.
It would have been. Imagine Champions League and then 2 league titles in a row. It would have been.
It would have been unbearable. Flawless would have banned me from this channel, bro. This program wouldn't have happened. This program would never have happened. Like I'm telling you, it would have been peak, bro. This season though, that's a good question. You know, that is a really good question, man. Premier League or Champions League? I think, yeah, and some people might say I'm crazy. Just because of what's happened in the world, if City get Jollof Jack, get man like Kane, PSG get Messi, and can you imagine? Bruv,
if we were to beat them both to the Champions League,
bruv, and you get just us, the skulls, just like
I get what you mean.
Bro, that would be, bro.
It would be mad.
And also we would be the ones as well. It would be double. We get to do that, and we get to do it back to shout out Carefree Lewis and that. But you know I'd be on your ass, like you know I'd be giving all the banter and energy you've been giving. Matt would be giving it straight back to you. Stop your retention of the. I think to be very honest with you, after some thought, I'm gonna have to say Champions League, brother. That would be, yeah. That would be.
It's a tough one. I'd be happy with either, but I'd go Prem because. I think we just need to get our league titles. I want the league title back in it because of the way we lost it last year. I want it back in it, and I want to draw. I want the title. I want to draw the title record again You know, because we
no,
go
I
into
hear
20
that.
then with them. So it's
But
like,
either one is either one, because like even like 6-2 is a little close for my liking. I want like 7-2. You know, like that. Like I want to
7-2.
be.
But then
We are the we're
but
the
then if we were to
real
win the league,
champions
United aren't
of.
ahead of us in titles
Yeah.
anymore.
Either way, in it. Like shout out Boswell, my ideal.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? 100%.
Oh, damn.
100. We're just doing up.
We're just
Can you
saying which
imagine
one,
though?
if we were to win
Yeah.
one, which one would you rather it be?
Which one? Do you know what I mean? But yeah.
Facts.
Hey, this has been a
But of
live
course,
show.
the
You know,
aim
I've
should be
enjoyed
winning
this, man.
both. Even though I doubt we'll win any of them this season, the aim should be to win both for a club of our size and a club of our stature. The aim should be to win both, 100%. But yeah, I think we'll close out the show there, people. Been a great first show. Big up to everyone in the comments, everyone who tuned in. Saint, you got any last words to say before we shut out the show?
No, listen, this has been sick, man. I've enjoyed it, man. I think you've been holding back the slander for when we
bro,
get in,
this weren't the show for the slander, innit? That'll come during the season. Season ain't started yet. That's gonna come still.
But nah, man, it's been good, man. Come on, always good to share screen time with my brother and that. Shout out everyone that's been in the chat. You lot kind of been making my night and that. Listen, please, man, anyone that's here, hop over to Saint LSC TV and just give me a quick little subscribe and that. Do you know what I mean? It would make my day. And shout out Ryan, man. Like, trust me, co-host of the year, doing bits, man. Shout out Flawless.
Big up, my guy. It's great having you as a co-host, bro. You know, I can already tell this show's gonna be so lit. It's gonna be so lit, bro. And it's gonna be so funny the amount, because me and Saint, like, if you've seen us on Bob's channel and stuff, you know, we do have a lot of debates, you know, and
that's why today I was like, raw. I was like, right, you hit me with some blinders. I was like, I actually really agree with that.
It's when we go in on certain individual players, that's the thing, that's when it gets heat, you know, debate in it, at the end of the day.
Klopp being victim of how good of a manager he was. That was a very good take. I was like, yeah.
Oh, cheers, bro. I said that the other week, actually. I always say that, to be fair. It's yeah, cheers, my guy. But yeah, we'll close out the show, people. This has been the Analysis at Anfield podcast.
You need to go and practice that in the mirror, rude boy. You know that
I am going to go practice it, you know.
Say that. Come on, you know.
But thanks very much for tuning in, people.